What's up? What's up? I want to talk about identifying great offers. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about when I say offers, I mean remote, typically high ticket sales jobs. If you don't know who I am, I'm Ty. I run the company Rep Select, which is a software platform that helps remote reps find high ticket sales jobs. And obviously, business owners can post jobs on there and find awesome reps. And like I said, I want to talk about just great offers and for me, what are non-negotiables when I'm trying to identify what a great offer is, whether it's before or usually after I've spoken to a business owner or done some research on the company. There's lots of things that you can constitute what a great offer is for you because you might be looking for different things than someone else. So I'm not really going to talk about some of those things like whether it's a big team and there's team meetings and all that stuff, or whether you're someone who's just looking for like a gig, something you could do on the side, or something you could do while you build something else on the side. Different things are going to constitute different offers when it comes to things like that. But for me, like I said, these three things are highly, highly, highly pretty much non negotiable things, no matter what the offer is, whether it's a part time role, full time role, whatever. With the first one being results. I sent out an email to my community and I posted it in the remote sales community. I have a link in the description below. But results are number one for sure. I need to make sure that the thing I'm selling just works. I need to make sure that the thing I'm selling gets great results. I need to make sure that the thing I'm selling really does help people because when I'm on sales calls, my main focus is just to guide people in the right direction. I just want to say, okay, this is where you're at, this is where you want to go. And if I believe that what I'm selling can help you get there, I'm going to lay that out in front of you and I'm going to help you overcome any obstacles, fear, anything that I think is in the way of you getting to what you're telling me you actually want, if I truly believe we can get you there. And sometimes the best thing, because I'm just trying to make sure that they're making the best decision possible for where they're at. And sometimes the best decision possible is not to buy the service, is not to buy the product. So there's times where I might even say, hey, I think you should go do this instead. Right. And if I'm selling something that doesn't work, if I'm selling something that's not good, more often than not, my response is going to be, hey, I don't think you should do this. Right. Because I don't think it's going to work for them. And I'm not going to offer something where I don't think it's actually going to work for the person. Right. So that's why number one, by far, is I need to make sure that that company has they get great results. They have good testimonials. They have good reviews because as a sales rep, that just helps me make more money as well. Because if if the people I enroll are doing well, they're more likely to give me a referral. They're more likely to tell their friends about it. They're more likely to leave a testimonial, which bolsters the social proof and the likelihood of achievement for the company. And it just makes sales so much easier, especially with every 10 clients I sell brings me one or two extra people. I'm closing tons of deals just by texting out payment links instead of always chasing the new sale, the new sale, the new sale. If there's constantly wins and testimonials, I can use those as follow up tools and just hit my follow up list like, hey, did you hear about this person? Hey, did you hear about this person who got this result, this result, this result? And then the people that I'm following up with, the people that ghosted me, are all of a sudden going to pop back in like, dang, man, these guys are getting such good results. I need some of that, right? So it's going to be a lot easier to close tons of deals, to have a high close rate, to not always stress about the one call close because we're just good at what we do. Nothing beats just a good offer. Nothing beats just a good offer that works. You can be the best salesperson in the world, but you're just not going to be able to outsell a mediocre or okay salesperson that's just not a great offer, just a better offer. So, number one, results. Number two is I want to make sure that there's some kind of proven sales system before I jump on the offer, which obviously goes hand in hand with number one, because if there's no results, case studies, testimonials, they obviously probably don't have a sales system. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you can find some unicorn stuff. So I want to make sure if I'm jumping in with a business owner, if I'm jumping in on an offer, there's some kind of sales system in place where I've seen a consistent flow of bringing people from cold to sold, right? Unless they're going to pay you to come in as a consultant, as a partner, where they're like, hey, I'm gonna either pay you a big base, a salary or something to go in and own the entire process end to end. That's fine. But if I'm coming in commission only and it's not necessarily a proven offer, I'm probably just not going to do it. Like, if I'm doing commission only, I want to make sure it's a proven offer. If you're going to pay me a big base salary, whatever you're paying for that time, sure, I'll go in and I'll build out the sales system if that's what I'm looking to do at the time. Sure. But again, if we're talking about you trying to get on an offer as a remote high ticket sales rep, usually commission only, maybe like a 1 or 2K, like a small base. If you're an appointment setter, that's usually who gets the base. You want to see that there's a proven sales system in place where the business owner, the manager, whoever is running the show there has something that you can step in and facilitate, right? You're not there to invent everything from scratch unless they compensate you for it, but you should just go in there and facilitate. And three is presence. I've been on so many offers and I've coached people that have been on offers where either the business owner or the sales manager, just leadership wasn't really involved. It wasn't their main thing. So they didn't necessarily care too much about what was going on. They were kind of just like throwing some money at it. Um, but they weren't adaptable. They weren't able to make quick decisions. They weren't able to, like, they didn't listen to any feedback from the team. It was just a disaster. When there's no presence from leadership, when leadership is not focused on scaling this thing, when there's no mission, when there's no vision, when there's nothing that the leadership is striving towards, they're just kind of like, they have this as their little side project where they're like, yeah, this is gonna be a nice cash flow heavy business. Let's just get some random sales guys and let them do their thing. Some people might be fine with that, but for me personally, I don't like being on offers like that. I've seen those offers crash and burn over and over again. I've seen them just not play out well. Or as soon as something switches up in whoever's funding the thing, whenever, as soon as something switches up in their main business, they just pull funds and the whole offer is gone anyways. So presence is such a huge thing. Again, there's so many things you can look at. Some people are like, ah, inbound, lead flow, outbound, whatever. For me, I'm even fine with cold outreach if that number two thing is fulfilled, where there's a consistent present, or sorry, there's a proven process. If there's something to facilitate, like, hey, you've already proven this is how you guys get people through cold outreach. I'm fine to facilitate that cold outreach. It's just those three things need to be there. There needs to be great results. There needs to be a proven process, bringing people from cold to sold, and there needs to be presence from the leadership team, the people who are facilitating the thing, showing that this is something they care about and we're actually striving towards something. Those are my non-negotiables. You only you can tell yourself and come up with whatever your non-negotiables are. Thought I jump on and share because that's what I see as, hey, this is what makes a good offer. This is what makes a good company to work with. And there's obviously a lot of other things that make it up. But if I see those three things, I'm happy. I'm interested. I'm looking more into it. I'll leave it there for this one. See you guys in the next one.